Many research scholars requested me to speak on third theatre and absurd theatre. I acceded to their demand, and today I'll be speaking first on third theatre, and then I'll be speaking on absurd theatre. So here is my lecture titled Theories on Third Theatre. Third theatre advocates the active participation of audience in the play by being directly concerned in the action. In other words, the barrier between they and we, stage and audience, one's own life and the observed life of others must be removed. Eugenio Baba describes third theatre as that which confront an audience with messages of an inner life. These messages are intuitive by the spectator at a deeper level of knowing than that of the rational mind. Grotowski set out to ask one question only: what is theatre? In his search for an answer, he found that while theatre could exist without makeup, costume, decor, a stage event, lighting, sound effects, it could not exist without the relationship of actors and spectators. For Grotowski, the actor is a high priest who creates the dramatic liturgy and at the same time guides the audience into the experience. Grotowski observes that the purpose of theatre is to cross our frontiers, exceed our limitations, fill our emptiness. Brecht was concerned to make the spectator think. Grotowski's aim is to disturb him at a very deep level. Grotowski is not concerned with taking the spectator out of himself. His concern is with the spectator who has genuine spiritual needs, who really wishes, through confrontation with the prominence, to analyze himself. It is Grotowski's preoccupation with the role of the spectator that led him to explore the nature of scenic space, creating a relationship between actor and spectator. In the play Cordian, the action was set by himself in a psychiatric ward. The entire space was filled up with beds so that the spectators found themselves having to sit among the sick. Grotowski's actors do not use furniture and props, but the imaginative spontaneity of a child and the sophistication of a disciplined artist. For the actors, the floor becomes the sea, a table becomes a boat, the bars of chair becomes a prison cell. He brings the actor to such a point of heightened awareness that, as in a trance, he is enabled to be wide open in performance. He believes in giving oneself. He says, one must give totally in one's deepest intimacy, as one gives himself in love. A great admirer of Stanislavski, the pioneer of method school of acting, Grotowski lays great stress upon discipline, technique and training, as also do Peter Brook and Eugenio Baba. One recalls Stanislavski's realization that for the new art, new actors and new technique would be necessary. He never believed in a right system. Create our own method, he would say. His persistent study, his systematic renewal of the methods of observation and his dialectical relationship to his own earlier work made him a master in his right way. He is of the opinion that the true actor can only dream of a symbol-board stage on which he could come out like a singer or a musician and interpret with his unaided inner and outer qualities, his art and technique, the beautiful and artistic life of the human spirit which he portrays. Brecht demanded the retention of critical distance. The actor should not attempt just to be the character, to present it entirely from the inside, but while understanding its psychological working, to present it in such a way as to imply an attitude towards it. Brecht says, alienation is a basic feature of all acting, and that the actor, rather than needing to find ways to alienate, must seek out the characters he is playing within the context of the style and form of the play itself. Antonin Artaud was already arguing that dramatic art was above all the art of life, which could be expressed without sets, since time and space are enough. Elaborating, Grotowski said, the actor must be able to express through sound and movement. In short, he must be able to construct his own psychoanalytic language of sounds and gestures in the same way that a great poet creates his own language of words. Grotowski calls his concept third theatre as theatre of sources. The main purpose of the experiment was to get rid of the inhibitions created by our modern, urban, mechanical civilization and discover our own true instincts and feelings by going deep down into our own psyche and do a lot of painful soul searching. Rekha Sabnis, a theatre personality in her own right, attended acting sessions at Grotowski's theatre laboratory in Poland in 1980. With Nasruddin Shah, a theatre and cinema actor, recounts her experience. I quote, Grotowski gives us the example of soldiers during a war. When a group of soldiers is sent to a jungle or a hilly area, every soldier, in spite of being with his group, is alone. Yet, if someone really gets into dangerous situation, he is sure to getting help from others. In our city civilization, we tend to hide our real feelings behind a verbal exchange. We constantly use meaningless phrases to express empty emotions. The theories of third theatre correspond with the format of open theatre, though to a different degree in the separate phase of their evolution. At the time when the idea of third theatre was taking form, openness meant the opening up of the actor through the process of auto-presentation and self-knowledge, which led to the discovery and communication of the inner truth. The most arresting feature of the production representation of the trend was search for a new theatre language with preference for non-verbal code. According to famous postmodern theatre critic Bruce Evans, for the third theatre, the question is how can the organic actor shape the results into objective science, whose origin is his own subjectivity. Barba would contend that this kind of encounter between actor and spectator is most likely to take place in an intimate gathering of people, which is why third theatre almost always insists on a small audience. Like Gurdjieff, the great philosopher, Baba will allow no distinction to be drawn between private and the public or the professional. It is the quality of person that determines the quality of performer. Martha Graham observes the organic actor takes years to develop. The fully creative actor, creating from nothing as a painter fills a blank canvas. Like Grotowski, Peter Brook is concerned with the question, what is theatre? What is a play? What is an actor? What is the relationship between them all? To him, theatre is a collective work and third theatre means a collective theatre. Brook's concern is more concerned to explore a language of tones and sounds that had no conceptual meaning. Grotowski had trained his actors to be able to express through sounds and movements these impulses which waver in the borderline between dream and reality. Grotowski produced plays based on various writers' works like Goethe's Faust and even Shakuntala by Kalidas. His plays were based on these classics because the text to Grotowski was only a guideline and nothing else. To him, writing by itself is not theatre but dramatic literature. Theatre for him had its own anatomy. He is of the firm opinion that theatre can exist without sets, costumes, music, lighting effects, or even the text. But theatre cannot exist without actors and spectators. At least one spectator is needed to make it a performance. Third theatre is a parallel movement in the realm of performing art. With the changes in technique, there is a change in the thematic perception also. With the emphasis on body language, third theatre is a violent assault on the senses and mind. The format of third theatre is so flexible that immediate relation is formed between the actors and spectators. There is a purpose in going to the theatre to participate in an event that will add a significance to living, in thinking to feeling. Some would prefer to perform them on the streets, others in a special environment, but the form is so open that each will use his ingenuity and the factors of his disposal to impress his own signature. As stated, third theatre establishes its insistent relation between object and subject. No one is a spectator, but looked at, considered, scrutinized. There is no monologue, but dialogue, exchange, and circulation of images. There is a tremendous awareness. The third theatre movement is not only a protest against mainstream proscenium theatre or establishment, but it transports you to mystical heights. Grotowski calls for certain holiness in the actor, a sense of humility and banishment of the ego, a secular holiness, as he stresses, but nevertheless nothing larger than theatre itself. It is like going deep down in our psyche and do a lot of soul searching. Grotesque's theatrical experiments takes you to roots of silence and transcends you to a deep meditation where there is no time fixation and you are in a state of permanent birth. So we come to the end of my lecture on third theatre, and I must tell you that third theatre is not only a work of Grotesque, but Grotesque has been given the name as father of third theatre concept. So many anti-establishment playwrights and directors were involved in it, but Grotesque has the main say in this movement. And you should be aware that this third theatre has become very popular in India also. And in India, a famous director who used to stage plays in Bangla, Bada Sarkar, he created third theatre in India, which has become very popular. Because in third theatre, we don't need a big proscenium. It is called a poor man's theatre as well. You don't need a proscenium. You don't need a classical literature as such. But you need good actors, good performers, and good audience. So third theatre has come to stay in a big way in a country like India. Thank you.